What is up, y'all? Excuse me. That was gross. We back at it on the cock carousel. If it ever loads. There we go. Alright. You can sleep after 2100 sleeping heals all your health and morale. Good to know. Jason, do I ever get to kill the kid or do anything to him? At least punch him, maybe? Ooh, money. What's that? Magnesium. You have to find out. Yo, Kuno. Fuck him up. The winch mechanism has been oxidizing for some years. Hey, buddy. Kim.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing. Would you say this is a mysterious case? We're from different precincts. Why are we on the same case? Sadly, you're not much of a physical build, so good luck with punching.
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
I don't remember being in on anything. You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop-off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
You should tell me now. This seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
The guy behind the counter thinks some union people hanged a man.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief, yes. That sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Bigger. There you go. Wait, does a briefing say who the victim was? Why didn't we know any?
A security guard or worker of some sort, hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Hold on. And the RCM is...
That's us. The Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Of course. Yes, I understand everything now. Let me just make this perfectly clear. Our job here is to find the killer.
That's right.
Secret task complete. Nice. Ask him to tell you about the case. Can we go over the preliminary info again?
You mean like a brief?
No,
There's no reason to wing anything. If you didn't get the brief, that's okay. I did. 3 days ago, the RCM emergency. During that time, the victim...
Mega
okay,
cool.
then. Was there anything else you wanted to know?
Would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
I was thinking something otherworldly might be involved. You know, something supernatural. White male in his 40s, what more do you need? Personally, I think labor disputes are very mysterious. Okay, so the case is probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Maybe there's a young woman involved? Are you sure there's not some sex angle that we should be considering?
Good point. Martinez is famed for its occult sex murder rites. We'll get on it immediately.
The wary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant is being sarcastic.
You're being sarcastic, aren't you? Wow, really? That's mega sexy. It doesn't have to be a cult. Can just be a sex murder. Doesn't have to be murder. It can just be sex. That's mega sexy.
No, not really. Was there anything else?
It can still be an otherworldly sex mystery in your head, with a dark twist even.
It sure is.
He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
No, it's not a... The deceased is a secure... There was some interest. Yes, it just so happens there's a beautiful, blonde 19-year-old woman at the heart of this case. A rich one, in fact. Part of a murder sex cult.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
The wary tone is the surest indicator that the lieutenant...
Actually, it does have to be murder. This is a murder investigation. But we digress.
It can still be an other... He's basically challenging you to sex it up with some lurid twist. Don't get right into it. Sit on it a bit. Then hit him with it.
Good.
Sex murder. Okay. Convince Kim there's a sexy dark mystery twist in the case. +1. It was a murder. I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
I feel like I must repeat this. I don't remember anything. There was heavy drinking involved.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
What's wrong with personal affairs? So what should I concentrate on? But I'm completely lacking basic information about even this organization we're in. Can you help me? I'm afraid this is a medical situation. Move on.
Not a fan. It's just the nature of lieutenancy.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible for 2 sergeants and 8 officers. That means the average lieutenant has to deal with quite a few personal affairs. Even you know this.
Clearly I don't. What should I be?
Try work. The case at hand. It can work miracles.
But I'm completely lacking basic information.
Fine. We should get through this day first.
And
Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation.
Yeah, but my brain is broken, so, I mean, what good does that do me? I'm afraid this is a medical situation.
Really? You look fine to me.
The lieutenant gives you a look, thorough, as if performing triage. I'm talking serious, unbelievable damage here. I saw myself in the mirror and had no idea who I was.
This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
No encyclopedia is working just fine.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
It's not psychological. Some sort of major brain damage has occurred on an unprecedented scale.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted?
I wanted to talk about you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work better together if we have a little rapport. Alright, what's there to know about a lame binoclard?
That's a fair point. Alright, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
Wasn't even a question.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
No, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess. I am, yes. Just observing, no, I don't. Glasses are cool, I guess.
I guess you don't need glasses, then. That's correct.
You feel
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You don't look like other people are. You can't say that to people.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
Yes, but clearly I'm a piece of shit. I said that woman was riding a cock carousel. What is a seal?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about seal. Okay, I guess it's uninteresting then.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholière.
And you said she would do it until she said, yeah, until like 39. Then the ride stops. Did I not move this before? This is a really bad spot for it to have been in all that time.
A point of pride to him.
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Give up. There's nothing you can do.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
I'm gonna become a feminist soon. Do you ever talk about yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So how do you, you know, tap the side of your head? So you're saying your brain never just chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
What if I want to work on this case alone? Beat it, you're grabbing my foul.
Detective, if I may be frank, you seem to be in a deranged state. You have trouble remembering things. You've misplaced your badge. I cannot
And
let you
gun.
act in the name of the RCM without supervision until you've regained control of your faculties.
I know what the RCM is, but what if I need some me time?
Some you time? This is a police investigation, not a journey of self-discovery. You'll still have your evenings to yourself.
Okay, I'll have some self-care I'll leave the self-care for non-work hours.
Please do. We wouldn't want your regiment to spill over into the investigation.
The lieutenant is pretty sure self-care is just a euphemism for nihilistic binge drinking.
Nothing. Okay. Oh, what's this?
Inexplicable feminist agenda.
The way it phrases it is so weird.
There is something you need to see, sir. We found the remnants of an ancient artifact lodged in your hypothalamus. It is a cylindrical object, piss-weathered and smelling of liquor. The paint is peeling off, but you can clearly make out the letters Revolutionary Feminist Agenda on the hull. It appears that some time ago, before you became a joke, you were an actual feminist.
Before
Somehow,
you became a joke.
you've come to that conclusion. Perhaps you can work your way back.
Could evolve into radical feminist electrochemistry. Would have to quit drugs to get there. Ooh, that's a tough call. Wait, has he been doing drugs? I don't remember the talk about alcohol. Cursor. Okay. Should probably go check out that body, huh?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
What is this?
It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack.
Oh, it did the thing again? What thing?
Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect.
Just like real life.
Because it's nice and orderly, well-laid palettes, easy on the eyes. Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff.
But what? There you go. Okay, I see what you mean. Can I not go around there? Oh no, it's around the front. Okay. Alright, let's... This kid's ladder is rickety but still climbable. But by an adult?
The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. It's swollen and ready to burst. His lips are fish-like and his tongue like a ball gag in his mouth. You seem to be holding your breath.
Look down, turn away, look down.
A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in even through your clenched nostrils.
Oh, only just now? Like now that I'm actually looking at it, is this affecting me? God, what is that? Why is it so bad? Well, that one's not gonna work. Let go of your nose without throwing up.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cock's gonna blow, Kuno!
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth, more instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Grip.
Too late. It's impossible to keep in. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm not sickly. I'm good. I'm not the guy who just threw up. In his defense, he is looking at and smelling a dead body, so, I mean, you try it.
The smell of Commodore Red rises from the pool. Among it, distilled spirit and bits of shish kebab.
God, sorry. Fucking corpse. God.
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
You think ammonia would help? Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
No, it's towards the plaza.
If she doesn't have any, There might be some in the fleet store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Oh, what's up with him?
Fuck,
No.
does Kuno care?
Kuno, I threw up and I can't investigate the body now. Why am I telling him that?
Yeah, like a fucking volcano. Yeah. Fucking pathetic.
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Maybe you got some advice from me? I mean, you're obviously handling quite well. Screw both of you.
Or what? You'll fucking vomit on Kuno too, pig? Yeah?
You're lucky you...
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you.
Kid looks to his left, then to his right, then lean towards you.
What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
God, I want to punch.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter.
Oh, what?
Don't ask questions. Roll with it. It will work. I
Kuna
promise.
fight, non-vomiter. Here I come.
That's right. Turn your weaknesses into
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
God, I want to beat the shit out of this kid. Items. Ooh, I'll sell it. One corner adorned with lace and a tiny embroidered portiere. See, I like that. That is on my quest list. Conceptual, I said try
I
it again.
can't believe it's snowing again. It felt like springtime just a few days ago. Sure, I'm done with them.
She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave
Done. Okay, that's not even how it's spelled, Lowe's. What am I conceptualizing
Inside,
again?
You see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist? It will take just a moment.
Her voices fade out into the...
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Just a routine checkup. I was told to call the Lazarus. People are worried about me. I'm in a bad way, Doc. A real bad way.
Oh, it's you.
You know who I am? I think I developed extreme photosensitivity. I think I've had a heart attack. I've lost my memory. All of it. Isn't there anything you can do? I guess I'm fine for now.
Yes, there's no end to the misfortunes fate has seen fit to rain upon me.
Sure, but can you tell me about myself, as in who I am?
Who? You are? You lost your human visage a while back. Now let's get on with it. I've got more important things to do.
I think I've developed extreme photosensitivity.
That's because you're hung over. Even the radio waves coming from your direction smell like liquor. Do you feel like your eyes are twitching too?
No.
Good. It would be an awful nuisance if your experiments with your blood pressure were to cause permanent damage to your vision. A nuisance to you, that is.
It certainly does not help with aiming.
I think I've had a heart attack.
And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile?
Yes.
Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life.
That's not very reassuring. Lost my memory, all of it.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised.
You're not surprised? Okay, anything else?
What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Isn't there anything you can do for me?
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body?
Why do you phrase it like that? Yes, I want the truth. No, it doesn't sound like something I can handle.
You want the real, honest to God truth. Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
Actually, I've heard magnesium is actually really good for you. Like, particularly, depression.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mectorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Mugi is hell for me. I guess that's it for now. The phone clicks. Suddenly, suddenly you hear the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
No, I guess that's it.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a...
Okay, well, I did what I was supposed to do. I also got salt. Also, let's save. Oh wait, that was the autosave. Whatever. Good thinking. Oh hey, I'm at 2 morale now. The letter R wears a crown on the ribbon below, a light above descending.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
Just a trash container. There is no such thing. Your fingers start to itch just looking at that padlock.
How do we get it open again?
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or...
No, or pry bar. Or Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
I feel like he might appreciate
He
that.
might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea.
Force time, jam the tool under the lid and pull. Tool not equipped. Yeah, that would not help.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah.
You're lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. What are you?
Perhaps that's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Figure out what's going on with this kid.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Hey, Kuno, think you could turn the Kuno down? Oh, do you think you could turn the Kuno down for a moment? Let the normal... Let's talk like normal people. Kuno, listen, I know this boundary-pushing thing is new to you, but it's old news for us grown-ups. You must have seen all kinds of things throwing stones here. Want to help the RCM bust a murder? Kuno, City Rage, Night City, what's going on there? I'm intrigued.
No!
The evil shit behind the fence hacks like she's coughing up a furball.
You told him about it and now he knows your name!
The city's not fucking lame. You are lame. Kuno's tired of defending Rage City from... Just fuck off, alright?
He waves his hand in the air.
And fuck you too, putting Kuno on the spot like that. Kuno doesn't need to fucking explain his shit. Kuno's king. He rules here. Fuck did you want?
Explain himself? As if explaining some kind of work? Some kind of avant-garde work way ahead of its time?
No, I'm not interested. I don't want to art. I'm intrigued.
You must get to the bottom of this one of these days. Sadly, it's unlikely to happen today.
Put skill points into empathy. I'm never gonna have fucking empathy for this
Kuno doesn't
douchebag.
fucking care.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated
Oh wait,
to that corpse smell.
I did become
Is all it does now.
a Kunified non-vomiter. Still super low, though.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
The ammonia didn't help at all. I don't think I want to be a cop anymore.
Nor does the wind right now.
Feel the lieutenant pat you on the back, rhythmically.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Would the throwing up help get me unintoxicated? Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life? This is bullshit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be a cop. Can't we do something else? I think I want to solve something else now.
That's probably a good idea. Clear our heads. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together.
But I don't want to get my shit together. But my shit already is together.
No, it's not, officer.
Okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
I didn't put up much fight against that claim.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
I like that it has to announce that you've had a thought. Like, it's so amazing. Wow, you've had a thought. Volumetric shit compressor. Your shit is apart. Oh, this is what he was talking about. It's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to, I like that it separates the two, cops and human beings. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people. Maybe that will help. Guy really likes messing up the camera, huh? Oh, hold on. Let's go see if I can get the key from the guy. Oh, the kitchen's open too.
Can I help you?
Is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I know what this feeling is. No, it doesn't. Nothing stirs in me, and it isn't callous. It's common sense. I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you, Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Krasmazov, nom de guerre, was an economist and a historical materialist. He was a leading figure on the Grad side of the Centennial Revolution, where he headed the 9-day government. Mazov is considered the father of scientific communism, Mazovian thought, or Mazovianism.
Yum yum, tell me more meat. I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
No, wait. Whisper and point to the back of your head. What if I am Krasmazov?
We should return to the case of your mistaken identity at a later time, officer.
We need those keys.
What for? Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Maybe. But let's check this kitchen. I am so keeping those keys. The dishes are drying, the smell of chemicals and pine trees. I'm gonna steal from him. I'm gonna pay him back with his own money. The aroma of spices, alcohol, and tomato hangs in the air.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
He probably shouldn't be smoking back here.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Garancy and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Garancy Kubek. Please. It's not funny.
Goras. Hello, sir. I've got time for a few questions.
The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air.
Got some impressive pots there.
He smiles and bangs his ladle against each of his pots in turn. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of assorted dishes boiling and simmering on the stove.
I don't think I need anything else. Say masculine. But, it didn't really get me anywhere, huh?
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
I wonder where this door leads.
It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads?
Out of duty, we may find something pertinent to the investigation. I am drawn to cobalt blue.
It is quite pretty. I suppose we could look into it as a side investigation.
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Yes. A mini side investigation. No, the door is a mega investigation. I'm calling it Behind the Blue Door.
It's hardly worth a title. Anyway, Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
Touch the door.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch. The stainless steel door is flush with its frame on every side.
Continue.
Old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
Try to push on the door.
The door does not budge.
God damn it. God, this kitchen sucks. Just want to take all his keys away.
Can I help you? Another thing. Great. I love those.
There's a mysterious blue steel door in the back of the kitchen.
Oh, yes, that door, sure. There's nothing mysterious about it. It's just a door.
Why does everyone shit on the mystery? Like, what is wrong with people? I'm trying to keep things sexy and mysterious. Do you even know what's behind it? Do you have...
No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. And I don't care either. It's not like I've been wondering about it for 10 years. It's just a frit warehouse, probably. Or some boring storage space with a bunch of old junk and dust. Junk and dust.
It's odd that he'd be here 10 years and not ever try to get in there.
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
I think you'd like to know what's back there.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time for wondering about one locked door in one of the cafeterias I manage. So I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?
Alright, let's check the dumpster. Can I toss the logo of the municipality of Revachol? Can I toss Kuno in the dumpster and lock
This
him?
trash container is locked. With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
What's this?
Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you.
Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
What's under the boxes of carton? Boxes of carton?
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows. The methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Used to what? Dumpster diving?
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Dive further.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Are they mine? Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay.
He's not wearing pants?
Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
I don't think the belt is missing. I think I know exactly where the belt is, actually.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that...
Thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here. Think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Shut up. Let me do my job. You think someone from the whirling might have been involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash, the lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
The mug. I'm getting that mug too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Take the mug.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! He thinks I'm racist now.
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
I was shaking my head as I picked it up, so he knows I don't agree with it. Search for the food wastes.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it up.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be. I don't know what this is.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
Autopsy. Miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
I don't know anything. It must have been cramping my style. It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin. I think I didn't want to be a cop anymore, so I threw it away. Someone from the whirling threw it in the trash. I don't know, I'm boring.
Well,
he doesn't know what to say.
Lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversaries. Organized crime and the like. There might have been police secrets in your notes.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Did we not lock it back up though? Inventory. Interact. The broken-eared mug somehow made its way... It's broken, of course it made it into its mug. The whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers. Buck-toothed and grinning, feeble-minded. It seems to be a cheap knockoff from some colonial-era antique. This is the ledger you found in the trash. It's full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case. How do I use interact but oh, no?
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
That's rude, man.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
Inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminum.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned? Point to the sticker.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the headlights of your Kinema.
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay.
while a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand. It's a sorry sight.
Smell the ledger.
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner. You know, like the bits they put into public piss bowls, probably called Fermi Discrete, or Axel, or something. At some point in its journey, the ledger has seen the inside of a public toilet.
Which toilet would that be?
Remember when I said the smell of the upstairs bathroom was so rank they should have sent a poet to describe it?
Is sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner a line this poet might have used?
Why, yes it is. Among many other things. This cleaning tablet is used by the whirling in rags. Perhaps that's where the ledger was dropped in the toilet. By you.
Why did I get experience for that? Inspect the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files, commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Wasn't it Dr. Love? Oh, I see what you're saying, but yeah, wasn't it Dr. Love? What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases, undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average. What do you mean? Is that all?
That's it? Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I'm sure I made plenty of mistakes. I burned out all right. A nice brisk pace.
It's okay. We all make mistakes.
He nods and turns back to his own case files.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
That's it?
Huh? 2
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files, commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter. The notebook is annual. It says 51 on what remains of its cover. A molten strap of cardboard. Everything prior to this must have belonged to a previous volume. In short, there was more.
There was a mention of a naming convention here.
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staples.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
More?
Others appear more light-hearted. the guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare Article 3 collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself. I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper using the pen Lena gave you.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple, a language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager.
I'm doing all right. How about you?
It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already finished.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
The Hanged Man, the Furies are at home in the mirror, the Setting Sun, a shit on a stick, the Hanged Man.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too. The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Is he being sarcastic?
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I guess not. I'm done inspecting these.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Inspect the toilet paper.
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Leave it there, it's cool. Let's take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off with your finger and voila! The ledger now looks marginally better.
Browse the case files again. Can I read? Browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Misconduct fine, stationary call.
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields. But they appear pleasantly vague.
Station call.
These are quite sinister in turn. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing. All in a print so small it could be considered downright cute.
Field
A dozen
autopsy.
pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Enough of these.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys. The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment? And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps. Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it. The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
I am kind of insulted by the with your hands, like it was an obvious thing. Can I read? Open the hidden compartment.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some, then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck. The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Can I read it?
Yes, you can piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB 41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
Weren't those officer precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
Ram Darjam Benzakin?
Yeah, no.
How long does it take to read a case?
It takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
You know what? I'll revisit
Not
this.
much has changed in the meanwhile.
The ledger way. I kind of want to move on to something else.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's actually quite a lot to read here. Actually, look at all the content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use an example of what not to do. I'm going to push this into the face of every merchant I find and tell them, this is your inane ideology. This mug will be useful. By not denouncing it, I can earn political capital to mask my badass hustling.
If you want to earn some change by guilting people, go for it. But if you want to earn real dough, finish the case and start getting paid again.
I don't... Why is it so mean to me?
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here?
I want to get into
Not
that
much,
mug talk again.
but it will not happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Nobody's being mean to you.
It's
Yes.
just a but.
I wanted to discuss the racist mug more.
Volumetric shit compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts.
All endurance weight checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4.
There he still is, looking right through you.
Shit
With
compressed.
his white eyes.
And
the body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting
Cunified.
it is all it does now.
Non-vomiter.
As you breathe in, the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Step closer.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Can I take his boots? Inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
Forget it. That's super useful to know.
It's all you, baby.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals?
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was just wearing those boots and there is no rest of the armor.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him, to demean him? He could have just been walking around naked, just like that for all we know.
A good point. He could have been intoxicated, or something we cannot yet imagine. I shouldn't have assumed so much just from the clothes.
Imagine being intoxicated around here, am I right, guys? The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real? Ka-ching, baby. Nod to the boots.
By catching, do you mean let's not log them as evidence? Let's steal them?
That is what ka-ching means, yes.
It means disciplinary hearing.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
The lieutenant nods often. It's part of his unplastic expression range, communicating both professionalism and sarcasm. This time, the latter.
It is. We've requested for a full...
For the northwest...
Not too much, yes.
It's enough. Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less.
I have no idea what that means.
I think I need to hate more. I certainly have room to be even more of a hater than I already am. How would this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Okay. Initial report.
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinez. I'm sure you did the same.
Those look pretty advanced for security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
Knock on the boots.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
He points to the boots.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates, where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates, until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony, perhaps.
What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your finger over the lines.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Point to it. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ball point of his pen on his tongue.
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
Why would I lie? Oh, drama. I don't want to create drama.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Pull the boots off.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boots under your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
What? Lieutenant, you seem distressed. Why? Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
I'm not a homo.
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case.
No homo.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced enemy technology. We should conduct research into their weakness. Are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boots. You said they're expensive. I thought we could pawn them, earn some lucre.
How many clues do you need? You already found a number. Besides,
he taps on the boots.
There's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
'Cause they're not smart enough to take them? Like me?
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
What's gonna happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Back off and look at the corpse.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. His torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
That was all I could get. Hold on. I got as many cracks as I could. Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is the reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so. Then what do I know? I don't even know what an airship is.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it. They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
One way? Oh, he points to the buckle. Tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder? Point to the one on the side of the tree.
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
He makes a pulling motion.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it?
I'm still approaching this as a lynching, yes. Motivated by the ongoing strike. You?
Makes sense. Believably mundane.
70% of the cases I get are just filling in the blanks on the initial report. This belt worries me.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
You're gonna have to cut the tree, huh? Back off and look at the corpse.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered
You know
in
what? I
tattoos.
just realized something. Hold on. Oh fuck! Has the stream been running in the background? Doesn't look like it. But I've been ignoring YouTube. Fortunately, no one ever goes there. But actually, I had 26 views. Okay, let's get everything back in order. Okay, inspect the tattoos.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Is that a map of the night sky?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
as if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
So am
I
I.
said something here. A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down a zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears, some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
That, means nothing to me.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Continue.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
He produces two metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines
I
there.
have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then,
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
the lieutenant says and shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
I don't know why that struck me as so funny, but it did. He slides the camera close and tucks it away in his belt.
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper.
Look him in the
See,
eye.
his eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me who you are, dead man.
The corpse is dead silent. You have no idea why you just said that.
That was pretty stupid, wasn't it?
Who is he? He is male, 40 to 50, with an athletic build.
Back off.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance yourself from its stench. Eyes like a shark.
Squint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink.
Continue.
This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink, thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Relax your
The
eyes.
monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. He's beaten up. See the bruises. Something is coming out of him. I think he was up right after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Hypostasis. He's dead, Kim.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
For some reason, my brain would like the pig to be more pronounced, especially in the neck. Yeah, seems like a lynching to me. Could it still be he was moved after death? Maybe he was strangled by someone?
Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption, but we should still get him down before assigning a probable cause of death. Agreed.
You would still like the
For some reason, my brain would like
marks.
Maybe it looks faint to you? It could be more pronounced, actually. Dûment noté.
Could it be that he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first. Agreed.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck.
Maybe he was
to be
strangled by someone.
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. I agree.
I think he's dead.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
World no longer stores his personality and its composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not say that. Too heavy. Totally. The Buster's not coming back. Daddy. Daddy, dead.
Dabadoob doob dead.
He says without a hint of melody. Not one muscle in his face moves.
I agree.
His personality.
Totally dead.
What is dead anyway?
He is.
That's fair.
I agree.
His
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes.
He nods in agreement with this advanced piece of conceptualization, having molded over.
I agree.
His person.
Totally dead. That sounds about right, yes.
Something is... Oh, I think he's
I
dead.
agree.
His person.
Totally dead.
No, better not say that. Too heavy.
Sure. The corpse looks by, oblivious. Black decay liquid drops from his knee to his boot.
I think he's dead.
I agree.
His person.
Totally dead.
Totally.
Absolutely. I
Thank
agree.
you.
His personality.
Totally dead.
This Buster's not coming back.
No siree.
He shakes his head. Kim's alright sometimes. Something's coming out
The
of him.
pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before we were goddamn right. I feel like that's just gonna make things worse for me.
Did we? I don't feel like
The pool of
the victim.
The fuck he...
Talk.
Maybe.
He doesn't really want to dwell on it too long. Gonna demonetize yourself?
the pool of
The victim appears to.
The fuck he's...
malicious laughter erupts in the yard. Sounds like seagulls.
Big said he's a...
The lieutenant's face is made of stone.
He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Back off and catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
So, how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Step back and have another look. God, why have I been getting these so much lately? We've been thorough. Do you have a plan for getting him down?
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Airship? Oh, could someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
Yeah, exactly. Call the police.
Someone already did. You know who came? We did. Because we have made bad life decisions.
Well, that's depressing.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
Can
Someone else?
What was that about processing?
No.
Why?
Think of the boys from processing as murderers. Only instead of people, they murder crime scenes. Processing is a wrecking crew. They know how to commission off items and how to work the incinerator in the morgue. I know it's hard, but I assure you, someone else?
What was that about
You have a
processing?
point there.
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? Not with this on our hands. I know it's hard. Someone else?
What was that about processing, then?
I mean,
Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots?
someone who's
Why
below
don't they help?
detective.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way. With
Seems like-
less falling down of trees.
Seems like a lot of hassle. Let's not
We
do
are
it.
not getting him down already. Not getting him down is a task that's already accomplished. Sadly, it's not our job to keep him up there, but to get him down.
I don't really want to pull his head off.
How do you plan to get him down, then? With social sensibility? Are you going to educate him down?
Maybe we could shoot him down?
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
The enthusiasm is unrestrained.
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Point to it there. The buckle holds the belt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain the Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst thing that could happen? Actually, don't. It was a bad idea. But let me try.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
I don't have a gun to do it. Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
Take it! Take the shot!
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm.
Oh god, is he actually
He
going to do
drops
it?
a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks, securing it in place. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzleloader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Shoot the motherfucker down.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
a lot of things were wrong with that shot. The Phalostes was the wrong choice. His shoulders were raised, but above all, he cannot trust his eyesight.
Fucking idiot! Mugabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
It's okay, man.
Kuno's sorry too. Kuno feels sorry for the Beano Cloud.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun
Try
in
again.
his hand.
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
He looks around at the windows overlooking the yard.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
See, I'm in no position to tell him to get his shit together, because, yeah.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
You know, you don't feel like too bad of a shot yourself.
Can I have a gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistol.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The pea shines in his outstretched hand.
I only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
Take the gun.
Take it, you fucking banani poika! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight
The
first.
cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Point the gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Jason, how bad is this gonna go?
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Shut up.
Or what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Point, point the gun at Kuno.
Do it! Set me free!
Don't.
Do it!
This is a red check. Cannot be tried. Well, maybe not. Fuck your little shit.
Put it right here, Mulka! Right here!
Point the gun at the belt.
Intense shit, copper.
Mulka waved his gun! It wasn't intense, it was pathetic!
Close your left eye.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, catching the noon light as the corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind and your shoulders directing the gun sync up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying! You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Nice.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir. With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you, looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
What? What? Now I can shoot the kid, yes.
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right. Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
70 experience, wow. You've been policed. How did I do that? Who's laughing now, you little shit?
Fuck you, Kurpale!
Despite her words, her tone seems celebratory. You've been policed.
Ace is high.
The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap
The
it.
ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Slap it. Hell yeah.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
Aces high. Let's see, +1 empathy toward. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Oh, I don't have unlocking. Oh, I don't have room for it. Shoot.
I knew these guys were.
No, we're not. What? Yeah, got a problem with that?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
Slumped on the ground like that has not improved the way the corpse smells. The fall seems to have released something deep inside it.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Wait. Field autopsy.
Yes. The 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough. 2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job. 3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant or easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Don't we have someone else for the autopsy, like a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Yes, I feel like a detective sleep calls. Alright, thanks for hanging out, lady. Have a good night. I will see you later this week, hopefully. Honorary rank.
An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is Lieutenant Detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
I don't think I'm a detective.
With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
Alright.
In the meantime, we should try to interview Evrard Clare, the leader of the Union. Harbor property was clearly used in the hanging. The harbor just east of here. Getting in might prove a challenge, though.
So we're just gonna leave it on the ground now?
Or we could ask around for the representative of the logistics company. My initial information says the Wild Pines have sent some sort of strike negotiator to wrangle control back from Evrard.
You could ask the gardener for directions.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox. 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Learning cap for perception. Jesus. Raised to 5. Speed gives 1 psi. It's 1 skill point. I want aces high. Oh, you can get quite a few, huh? High bar. 12. Oh, he looks fucked up. Can't.
So you tried to kill Kuno's girl? What's up with that? You want to talk about it?
Sorry about that. I got carried away. I think we've all moved past that now, Kuno. I didn't shoot her. I just aimed at her.
What? Bitch! You fucking making excuses for yourself?
I'm sorry. I think we're all moved past that now, Kuno.
Not all of us. Acts like that stick with you for a while.
Oh no, I've disappointed Kim.
No one's moving anywhere. Do this shit again, and Kuno's gonna climb in your room at night with a knife.
He points towards the whirling in rags and whispers.
Kuno knows where you sleep. The pig who fucked his window up. I'm gonna climb in through that balcony. Put the fucking knife in you. Yeah. I've been in your room. But you and Kuno are good for now. Pals. Shoot that shit at Kuno. Let's have a jolly time.
The determination in his voice leaves little room for doubt in his sincerity. He means every word. Needs to be taken seriously.
Okay, let's.
And you're back in business with the Kuno. Now what is it?
I'm not gonna get anywhere with 8%.
Kuno doesn't fuck.
Okay, so now I'm not gonna get murdered by Kuno.
Can't believe you didn't take the shot. Fucking coward. Waved a gun like a clown. Next time you point that shit at me, you better take the shot.
So wait, they actually are together? I really can't tell.
Her knuckles have turned white, holding on to that fence. She's been here for days, seething.
Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Come to snuff my shit out, I think.
Take one step closer.
Looks like it's time for me to go, Kuno. Pig's come to take me in.
Dating? Couple? I just want to ask you some questions. Take another step closer.
I'm going away for a long, long time, Kuno. Going away for life.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
Listen, child, that corpse made me puke twice, and I'm wondering why you don't. What are those strange words you use, girl?
I come from the woods, Guttavitu. You don't want to go there with me. You don't want to see what I've seen.
Continue.
Don't be traumatizing her. Get the fuck out of here.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Child, converse with me.
Murder was the case they gave me.
She has almost vanished behind the fence. Only the top of her hat remains. Who knows, little shit show.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Listen, child, that corpse made me puke twice, and I'm wondering why you don't.
Stay away from me, pig. You don't want to see what happens when you corner me. I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Hey, kid.
What's this kid shit? Fucking mind games. I'd rather die than squeal.
She puts her finger to her temple.
Get the fuck out of her face. You got done. Talk to me.
So it's a girl. Interesting.
It's a girl.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
You there, behind the fence.
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody. I'm not here, pig. You're not seeing this.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence.
She does not want to play. Ooh, belt. Can I do anything with the belt? Can't even click it.
The rotting man lies on his side with his eyes looking straight through you. The belt is still around his neck. His body is supine and open to intrusion by autopsy.
Jeez, 2 of them tonight.
The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
Tell me who you are, dead man. Try to remove the dead man's boots.
I thought we decided to leave it to processing. Let's not turn this into some kind of circus.
Damn it. This is turning into some sort of mega puzzle. Okay, so you can sneak out of your room maybe, after he's gone to sleep.
What the hell are you talking about, Los? Oh, I didn't even read what the message was. First, what exactly is a try to remove?
I thought we decided.
Damn it. This is turn. Okay. So you can sneak out of your room, maybe, after he's gone asleep.
First, what exactly is a field autopsy?
Come on, officer. You know what a field autopsy is. You've done 100 of them.
Big if true.
What you do know is, at 18.9 kilometers, the dormant shield volcano, Corpus Mundi, is the world's highest summit, and the failure of the 38 single, Et puis descend, to crack the top 20 was the death knell of disco. But what a field autopsy is, you have no idea.
Why don't you know what use are you? Do you have another pair of gloves?
Unfortunately, no.
I have gardening gloves. Maybe they're enough.
They are better than nothing. Tell you what, I perform the anatomical side of things while you will take notes.
You just fill this in, right? Show him the red field autopsy form in your ledger.
That's right.
Open your ledger to the field autopsy form.
The dead man stares in silence as you crack open the ledger. The bright red paper is covered in boxes and lists, describing the condition of his skin and organs in 3 parts. Above those, an 11-field info form needs filling out first. It begins with
1 assistant.
That's you.
Write the initials HDB.
The corpse is indifferent to your scribblings, just lies there. The next box says
2 coroner's case number.
KK57-0803.0815.
Continue.
KK equals Kim Kitsuragi. 57 equals Precinct 57, followed by his date 0803 and time of arrival 0815 on the scene. He's indexed the case after himself, not you. That's because he doesn't want to bring up the messy question of your initials.
Didn't I already put HDB in there, though? Shouldn't we file the coroner's case under me? Technically, I arrived on the scene before you.
And what would that make the alphanumeric?
HDB 41 0803. Help me out with the time of day, anyone? 10:15. It's understated.
Good. Let's go with that.
Name.
NA. Next.
Date of birth.
NA.
Age.
Roughly 50.
Try 40. The damage is so extensive, it's better to err on the young side.
Rate 50.
The corpse looks ageless, like meat on a hook.
Race.
Mondial.
Fair to olive-skinned, from the Isola of Mundi. This is as vague as it gets. You might as well say whitish.
Write it down.
The pudgy mess of curdled meat looks neither mondial nor anything other.
Sex.
Fucky, fucky!
The little monster exclaims energetically. Yes, please.
Male.
Pigs can have sex!
Right, pigs gonna have sex. Right, fucky.
Naively, the lieutenant does not double-check your notes.
I'm sorry, Kim. Date of
We're
death.
still going with March 4th. 51. What else? 9. Body identified by is non-applicable. 10. Case number is the same as the coroner's case.
HDB 41 0803.1015 listens, motionless, with the cargo belt still around his neck. Only one box remains.
Evidence of treatment.
None. At least not after the initial examination.
What exactly is treatment, anyway? If you were gonna write fucky, you should have left it named after him.
Interfering with the body's position or wounds post-mortem.
I agree. Lividity pointing to a lynching.
Then again, the right lividity is easy to produce if you know what you're doing.
Your central nervous system recognizes this gesture. It's the stations of the breath. Ecclesiastic, religious in nature, a holdout from pre-DeLorean burial rites. It takes him 2 seconds to perform. Then...
We should start the post-mortem.
Turn the page.
The corpse cannot feel Kim's hand on his chest. It no longer meaningfully interacts with its surroundings. A thicket of boxes and lists on red copier paper tries to answer why.
Internal examination, external examination, summary.
Clothes. The deceased wears armored boots and white briefs. The make of the briefs is Babrodine, I think. Let's see.
He turns the body onto the side to check the underwear label.
See, it's happening.
Babrodine, yes. Inexpensive. Size M. Color white.
Continue.
The disappointment is palpable. The red-haired thing was expecting something more lurid.
She wants to see the cops fuck a corpse.
The boots are ceramic, vitreous enamel. They are fused to his skin from blood flowing downward post-mortem. Removal of the boots is left for processing.
It would be clever of you to omit the boots altogether, sire. If you are to keep them for yourself, as you ought to, you have deserved them more than anyone else.
When am I going to get them?
Patience. After the autopsy, before the body is taken away, there will be a window of opportunity. After the lieutenant has gone to sleep. I hope this has helped you, my liege.
Right.
The boot has a serial number. It's E50.100.100. The lines between the plates are in the shape of the alphanumerical. The number is purposefully concealed by the design.
Because it's like, if I don't put it on there, then it looks bad for me that I did something wrong. But if I do put it on there and we leave the corpse out here, well then there's nothing saying that I did it, you know? Write it down.
Tattoos.
He stands up, feet planted on either side of the body.
The upper torso is covered in a single, continuous tattoo, resembling a map of the night sky. It reaches from the right shoulder to the heart. The ink is blue and white. The assistant has a color photograph of the markings, to be added to the case files as document A1. The photo is taken on the scene, using a Trigat Mini. The deceased has a belt for airlifting cargo around his neck, tied with a hangman's knot. Color, yellow. Length, 3 meters. There is a buckle on the other end.
It's going to be hard to explain why they're in my apartment, but you know. We'll say Kuno did. He said he's been into my room before already.
Well-nourished, athletically built, measuring 1.8 meters, generally consistent with age, about 50. Preservation is good. Ambient temperature, below freezing. Body hair is light brown. Distribution is consistent with age. The deceased had male pattern baldness. Hair is combed back, short.
Touch the corpse's hair before moving on.
His hair feels wet, soaked with rain, cold to touch. Not that different from a living person after a swim.
Stroke his hair gently.
The stench is suffocating. Strands of dark brown hair start sticking to your hand, like thread off a rag doll's head. There's brilliantine in there. He's combed his hair back with oil.
Keep petting it.
More hair sticks to your hand. Hair off the rain-soaked head of a dead man. There are bumps and dips on the skull below. An alien landscape.
Write it down, adding the brilliantine.
Lividity is consistent with hanging, albeit faint, as noted. The head is congested. Contusions are present on the head, chest, and thighs, consistent with stones thrown post-mortem. Low velocity.
Fucking low velocity? You think Kuno doesn't know what you're talking about? Velocity was fucking max.
Okay.
Talking shit about Kuno's velocity.
Shut the fuck up,
In
Kuno.
addition, there are bite marks on the face, scalp, and chest, consistent with predation.
Predation? Write that down, but I meant for high velocity. Write down.
Ligature mark.
The lieutenant produces a small folding knife with the other hand pulling on the belt. He starts cutting the polyester. The stench is horrid. After a while, it's obvious the material cannot be cut.
The steel wiring. There's too much of it. We need to remove the belt so we can get to the ligature mark.
You got just the right tool for that. The chain cutters.
Oh yeah, I'm prepared. Pet the chain cutters. Good thing we got the chain cutters. Pull out the rubber grips. Oh yeah, I'm prepared.
The hanged man lets out a joyous little bubble of rot from his nose.
Good thing we got these chain cutters.
Always good to think ahead. Now,
He points to the rope squeezing the dead man's neck.
we need to cut the belt to see the ligature mark below. Carefully, with as much precision as you can.
Continue.
See, my pig is gonna fuck his head off.
Your pig? Go fuck yourself.
No, he ain't. Your pig's a boring fuck.
Yes, I am Kuno's pig. I am. Why would I do that? Ugh. Look for a good spot to cut.
The belt is equally tight around the whole circumference of his neck, swelling over the edges like white bread rising from the east. The knot is the weak spot. The chain cutters fit in there. Steady now, like a flower arranger. 2 cuts and it should come loose.
I'm not your pig, Kuno.
You are? You're Kuno's pig?
Stupid argument. God damn it.
You jam the cutters right under the knot. That seems like a smart idea. Yeah, somewhere there. Already they're buried deep in the man's flesh. Then you rotate them to get a better hold.
Fuckity fuck.
The lieutenant looks by, somewhat worried as you summon power words to your aid.
Rotate
A
some more.
really, really bad smell is coming from there now, and some kind of cracking sound.
Enough.
Yeah, fuck him. Fuck that faggot. Corpse fucking time.
Told you my pig was hardcore.
I should have a go first. I think I have a strategy.
He steps in and takes the chain cutters from you. Don't give them back. I was about to cut off. Let him work.
He sinks the cutters into the knot, preparing to perform the cuts, with his elbow to his knee for precision.
Continue.
Snap. The knot is slashed. Another cut and the belt falls apart like a flower bouquet, revealing the dead man's neck and the dark red ligature mark around it.
Here.
He hands you the chain cutters back and then kneels closer to the body, running his fingers along the dark red groove until he comes to a gap.
The rope rises to a point, leaving a gap in the ligature mark. The suspension point is in the back of the neck. Hemorrhaging is observed on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. The mark is well pronounced, consistent with a drop from 1 or 1.5 meters.
Write it down.
Chest is intact, normal contour. Abdomen is protuberant. Pelvis intact. Genitalia.
Gross. He pulls down the man's underpants.
No! Let's get out and see!
I fucking knew it.
Genitalia is male and unremarkable. No evidence of injury.
Inspect the genitalias.
The dead man's penis is average-sized, congested from the downward collection of blood. The testicles are uneven in length, hanging underneath. The genitalia is greenish. Marbling is present around the crotch.
I just had to make sure.
Back is symmetrical and intact. Upper and lower extremities are intact, but asymmetrical. There are combat injuries on the right hand, thigh, and hip. In addition, I see smaller, residual scars, too numerous to count, covering about 30% of his skin.
Average.
From wounds sustained over 2, maybe more decades, dispersal and accumulation indicates long and active combat duty.
Scarring is extensive, way more than a law officer's.
We have a real museum here. Of battles, wars.
Write it down.
Last item. Hands.
Takes the man's hands. He takes the man's right hand in his, inspects it, then moves on to the other hand. Pick up the hand.
The hand is surprisingly heavy to lift, filled with decay liquids. Feels as though it could explode if squeezed harder. You're suddenly repulsed, so much so you feel compelled to drop it.
Hands are clean. No sign of injury from struggling.
Were you expecting any?
I was. Maybe I'm just not seeing them. Honestly, this stench is making it hard for me to think at the moment.
Write it down.
Ooh. That's all for the external. Well done. What next?
Jesus keeps going. Internal.
Central nervous system. I have nothing. Do you have anything on this man's central nervous system?
Of course, there is a moral to be drawn from it. A moral to this story.
If I may add, the moral of this story.
What would that be?
The dead man looks, too, with barely contained excitement to hear the moral of his story.
The brain is very vulnerable to compromises in its blood supply.
I think that may well be the moral of every story, officer.
The lieutenant grins.
Good. Musculoskeletal. Purge fluid is coming from the mouth. Not injury related. Eyes and tongue protuberant. Hyoid bone. Let's see.
With his eyes almost closed, the lieutenant puts his hand on the dead man's throat and begins to massage it, gently. A rotting smell erupts from the mouth. Purge fluid runs down his lips, black and viscous. You hear cracks as the lieutenant moves his sharp fingers inside the flesh, like the creaking of an old house at night.
Yeah, jack that fucker off!
The hyoid bone is fractured. The rest of the musculoskeletal system is intact. Unremarkable. Respiratory system.
Back hunched as if in prayer, he begins to pry open the dead man's jaws. He stops to exert more force. Both hands are used.
Oral cavity shows no lesions. The victim has received dental implants, possibly after a combat wound. Mouth swollen. Hemorrhaging present in mucosa of the lips and mouth.
Look inside the dead man's mouth.
No scream, no sigh of relief rises from the darkness inside. It's humid there. Sickly sweet air, unlike anything living. You feel like you're about to throw up again, straight in that mouth of his.
Stop making me yawn. Look deeper inside. Damn it! Uh-oh.
It's hard. Once more, you taste stomach acid in the back of your throat. A contraction. Your throat pumps a little something from your stomach and into your mouth. You're forced to swallow, just to keep looking. Inside, you see darkness. Just a mess of meat and darkness.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that.
Deep silence as always.
Hemorrhaging present in mucus.
Before all this conversation?
Hepatobiliary. NA.
What? Don't we have anything?
Are you a hepatobiliary expert?
No.
Hepato means liver, and biliary, the gallbladder and bile ducts.
I don't think so.
Neither am I.
And that's it?
That's it. Same for toxicology and serology. NA.
Both?
Unless you have untapped reservoirs of knowledge there.
Continue.
Reservoirs? No, but do they take obscure trivia and odd tidbits?
Would obscure tidbits and odd trivia fit the fields?
No.
Oh. The completionist in me wonders if there's something we could still do.
Like a toxicology screening? At this stage, I doubt processing will find anything, even if he was brimming with cocaine. But still, you should add a request.
Add the toxicology request.
Cardiovascular. The body exhibits heavy lividity. Blood has gathered in the hands, feet, and neck. Hypostasis is visually consistent with a hanging.
Wait, would the drugs come out of a dead body, like, after a short time like that? Write it down.
Gastrointestinal.
He breathed a sigh of relief. This is the last field on the list. He looks around to the ground, the pool of feces there.
This will do.
Digested semi-solid food in stomach. Voila.
Write it down. Keep the voila.
What's next on the list?
Description of injuries. Summary.
Let's see. We have bite marks, contusions on the head and chest, and a ligature mark encircling the neck. You'll need 3 fields. Leave a 4th one too.
Leave a 4th.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
Can I, get out of the conversation?
The corpse lay slouched to the side, oblivious to its surroundings.
And save real quick. Just playing safe.
The rotting man. The lieutenant adjusts his glasses and takes a deep breath.
All right. Bite.
Be thorough if you want maximum results.
What about the injuries we have inflicted?
Oh, so we inflicted them?
Okay, I have inflicted.
Okay, so there's an incision on the thorax from a chain cutter. I wouldn't mention it. Better not to muddy the waters.
I agree, the waters are muddy enough, but so back to the injuries.
Injuries.
Bite marks.
Head, chest and scalp bite mark injuries. Predation by birds has caused damage to the body. Odontologist does not need to be consulted.
Write it down.
And your opinion, officer?
Beneath the description, there are 2 boxes waiting to be ticked. Opinion, fatal injury, be non-fatal post-mortem. Post-mortem?
Agreed. Next injury?
Contusions.
So, the scalp bleeds from a post-mortem head injury, a stone. The injury does not have the rim of an early inflammatory response. The perpetrator on the scene has confessed to causing it post-mortem.
At maximum velocity, fucko!
Has confessed to causing it at maximum velocity.
Coagulated blood sticks to his scalp and chest, where the countless stones have hit the dead man. Beneath the description of injury, 2 boxes.
Non-fatal post-mortem.
Right. Next.
Ligature mark.
A dark red abraded ligature mark encircling the neck, with a gap on the nape measuring, let's say, 7 centimeters. The hyoid bone is fractured, the cervical column intact. I see hemorrhaging on the skin, above and below the ligature mark. Depth of the mark, 1 centimeter. No
Write it
signs
down.
of clawing on the neck.
Below the note, 2 customary boxes wait to be ticked. The man's head jerks to the side. The ring around his neck is visible. Think for a moment. There's time. Don't rush.
Not fatal. Oh, shit.
Why do you say that?
I'm serious. I don't think it was that injury that killed him.
Okay. Why don't you think it was fatal?
I don't like the coloration. The lividity does not convince me. Why weren't his hands tied, the big man? Like this, I would tie his hands when marching him to the gallows.
Honestly, I'm not sure there weren't marks on his wrist. That part got blurry for me. The stench. But you're right, I was ready to call this. Now I think we should leave it empty, at least for the time being. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce this field autopsy over.
He produces a small plastic bag roll from his jacket, a body bag. Let's wrap this up. I pronounce the field autopsy over. First, how did it go?
It was an irregular field autopsy. We did not establish cause of death, which is supposed to be the goal of an autopsy. But, personally, I do not see this as a parameter for success. We also requested a toxicological screening. That was thorough. The results should arrive in a couple of weeks, if we are lucky. I will not hold my breath.
What
We
else?
were thorough with the list of injuries too. We described them all in detail. What is there to say? Given the circumstances, it was a professional field autopsy.
What now?
I need a copy of that autopsy form. Then I will drive him to Faubourg.
Rip a copy of the autopsy pages.
For processing.
He then looks at the dead man one more time, then at the slip of red paper in his hand, then at the corpse again.
You tilt your head. also looking at the corpse.
Search the body one more time thoroughly.
I'm sure we didn't get everything. There's always something.
Intimate autopsy done. Tell me, who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where is that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can't get the damn compartment in my ledger open.
The Blue Heart. Oh, that's good shit. You'll love it. Just press down and fuck it open like you always do.
What?
Fuck it hard. Corpopo the clown.
Okay.
He means force. It'll work.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
You are now, but who were you when you were alive? There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Coppo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your...
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
Imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions.
Why do I love questions?
You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up.
What the fuck?
Copperoonie, Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
I do strike myself as a Rooney.
No, you don't. Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
It is an age. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Who killed you?
Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along.
Which was it that killed you then? Love or communism?
Huh?
You said love killed me, but when you fell down, you said it was communism.
You're misquoting me, Rooney. I said communism killed me. Love did me in.
You really need to learn the difference, buddy. This is embarrassing.
Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What?
Looking at my face, motionless. Looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
Because he told me to.
You're a lying sack of shit, Coppo. You're doing this because there is nothing else to do. Everything else is over. It's just me now.
I hate you, you stink, and you're boring. That's what I say when I see myself in the mirror after stream.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
A deep-sea creature.
No, not quite. Be fair now.
Baby affected by harlequinism?
You sure wriggled out of that one, Coppellini.
Enough.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
What? The voiceover did not match what it says here. Tell me something, dead man.
Shoot, Looney Rooney. Come back later, Coppo. Amuse
Now it
yourself with
matches.
my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Let the lieutenant take away without further examination. Leave. You know, I don't want to bag him up yet. Let's go bug Kuno.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Shot the body down. +2. Talk to Kunoese.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
I've seen it some other times too. I think one at a time.
I'll die before I squeal, pig.
Okay. It's getting late, so we're gonna call it there. We spent the whole stream talking to a dead body. Examining a dead body. Whatever. I feel like I am going very slow at this game. I don't know, Jason. Oh yeah, I'm big. Hold on, let's fix that. Wee. Okay. GG indeed. Mute desktop just in case. 30 views on YouTube. Woo! You really aren't going very slow. Good. I just felt like it because, you know, I have not left the beginning area. But what do I know? The game wants you to take your time. I guess take slow isn't quite what I meant, just like, you know, I'm not making much progress. It's gonna be playing it a while, as they say. You have a bunch of time left in day. I know it's well, it was like what, 4 o'clock when I ended. But yes, you're being thorough, very thorough. I'm trying to make Kim proud of me. He seems like he actually respects the job, and I want him to be proud of me. Is that weird to say? Maybe I should. Anyway, Kim's a good egg, yeah. I think I impressed him by shooting the body down when he couldn't even do it. You know, I'm pretty good at some things sometimes. Every single person who plays has felt that way. Good. He deserves it. All right. Thank you for coming out tonight, y'all. That's it for this weekend. I will be back on Friday to continue playing it. Yeah. I'm enjoying it so far. I appreciate the interesting dialogue choices that they have given, and it really makes for an interesting situation. But yeah, have a good night, y'all. Have a good week. Hopefully I will see you back on Friday or whenever to continue Disco Elysium finally. Good night, y'all. I'll see you later.